intro.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, Nick, made the music for that, and then I, put all the video shit together.
You have the coolest intro out of all the podcasts we already done.
Oh, thanks.
No, seriously, I was rocking here, man.
Yeah, us too. And that's something coming from him. He's our AV guy. As you may know,
if you like the sound of that music, go check out the band Vias for Villains. They're from Chicago. They're really cool.
All right, I'm writing it down.
So,
let's do it.
All right. Introduce yourselves. You guys are Dichro.
Dichro, yeah, you got it. And I'm Charmaine, and this is Murphy. Murphy needs a home.
Oh, hi, Murphy. Oh.
And I'm Peter Gallard. Dichro.
All right. So, where did your band name come from?
Well, I'll take that one. We were kicking around ideas, and so Dichro itself, before I ramble too much, is short for dichroic glass. And dichroic glass, it's a lot of things. It's one thing starting out, and then you can look further and see these shimmers of color and flecks of light. And if my camera will pick it up, I typically wear these earrings. Yeah, it's picking up nicely. And they're made of dichroic glass and can be rainbowy and multicolored. And I feel like the kind of music we were making and are still making is very multifaceted and covers a broad spectrum of sounds and emotions and even topics. And the ideas for future endeavors are even more kind of diverse. But yeah, that's it.
Can I hold Murphy?
Yeah,
I want Murphy.
Kittens help.
So, what would you say influenced how your sound became? Because it's very different than a lot of other things I've heard.
Now, do you mean Mercy particularly, or have you heard more of our tracks? Because you probably heard Mercy and the remix, right?
I heard Mercy, I heard the remix, and I think I listened to a little bit of I think you had a couple other songs up on Bandcamp that I checked out.
Okay, right on. Would have been, we had a cover up there of the ubiquitous Mr. Lovegrove, a Dead Can Dance song. And I think that was the first thing we actually put out as Dichro, as the band, the current group. And previously, and it's interesting how this relates to Mercy, but Pete had reached out to me and several other artists to do a collab track. And it was industrial plus bluegrass. And the song was
The Man of Constant Sorrow.
Yeah, Man of Constant Sorrow. And so we, I feel like we put something really unique together there. And I think that underlying sort of served the inspiration for Mercy. I'll write these songs and hand these skeletons over to Pete. And he fleshes them out and comes up with, different ideas for sounds and stuff per song and per mood and everything. And yeah, Mercy ended up being the goth grass one.
Well, I think Charmaine and I are coming from different musical backgrounds, where Charmaine tastes are oscillating, if I may say, more around singer-songwriter kind of a stuff, although she doesn't shy from a hard rock kind of sounds. I came directly from goth industrial dark wave type of the background. I grew up with Bauhaus, Sisters of Mercy, The Cure, Nine Inch Nails. Those bands very much influenced me at the very beginning in how I write music. And meeting Charmaine was like this really cool a collision between two different tastes, where we kind of assimilated together our tastes, and something new totally came out of it, and I really dig it. And then what Charmaine just said about incorporating those even country sounds into electronic music was something that kind of came up by accident, and we decided that, hey, this is really cool. That sounds different than anything else. And with a recent hiring of our new guitar player, Adrian, who is a Delta blues slide guitar virtuoso, that helped us to get that sound together. And now I think we hit something with it, like industrial slash gothic slash bluegrass slash delta blues kind of thing. And then we start playing and adding other instruments to electronica, like banjo or upright bass, and that's a totally new kind of thing. I've never heard a band that utilizes like synth riffs and at the same time playing like typical Americana type instruments with it.
Yeah, I've never heard that either. That's why I heard it and I'm like, okay, I need to talk to these guys because, like, I'm mostly about, the goth and industrial and metal side of things, but I'm like, whoa, what was that? That was different,
Well, we like experimenting, and that's why we don't shy from experimenting. And I guess that's why I like this band a lot, because we can venture in all those weird areas that we've never been to, and doing it together is just more fun.
Okay, so what's your songwriting process look like? Who does what?
Well, I guess I started to touch on that. A lot of times it'll start. Sometimes Pete will send me something to inspire me. We've collabed on a couple of tunes that are on the album. Mercenaries, I did a few lyrical edits, and I think maybe some melodic ones and stuff. Like, we kind of meshed that because it was one that I liked that Pete wrote, and so we workshopped that one a bit. And Dinner du Jour, I think that was a collab between you and I and a friend of Pete's that helped translate Dinner du Jour from English into Francais. And it's really fun one. We'll get people that are like, oh, they sing in French, and they really dig that one. And it's fun for me too. I love French. Typically,
sorry. Go ahead.
Did you want to chime in about Dinner du Jour?
I want to chime in general about songwriting, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah, we're probably singing the same song as it goes. But so like I'll put these song sketches together. Usually, like, it's lyrics, a melodic line. Maybe I have like the hook, the chorus. Once in a while, they're pretty fully formed. And then sometimes they're not. Like, if you listen to our track One Lane Bridge, it's very like pop punk. And I mean, if it wasn't my tune, I would still be like, oh, this is kind of an earworm in places, because of the things that Pete did with it. Because if you listen to my original, it's very sludgy and grungy and like 9 Inch Nailsy, just like very like slow creepy crawl. And what Pete did with it is, like, I mean, some of the words aren't even in the same order, but the more I listened to it, the more I was like, oh, that works too, and came to like really accept the new structure of things. And there's other tunes he's done that with, and some that remain closer to what I first gave him, but he'll put in like the synths and like sometimes breaks and extra like melodic stuff and arpeggiations, and just he adds all of this color and all of like the rest of the fleshing out of the basic thing that I hand him. And I'm like, here, fix my my weird mess.
The cool thing is we both operate from home studios, and with today's technology, it's so easy just to send files back and forth. We live about 20-30 miles from each other, something like that.
Yeah.
So that helps. That really helps. Sending files back and forth and working this way, especially that the band really started during pandemic, where we were actually forced to work this way, where we were sending files. So we kind of used to it, and really, I don't think we ever started a song like a regular band where we would like sit at the band practice and start to noodle with a new song. That never happened with us. we generally it's Charmaine is sending me a little, like she said, a skeleton, whether it would be voice and some string instrument or keyboards, and I just build up layers and layers upon it, and treat it as a producer would, and that's what I do.
Over in the
thankfully, she likes pretty much lots of stuff that I have to offer. So we don't fight there too much here.
Over in the comments, we got some love for Murphy, and then see you over there, David. I interviewed him a couple weeks ago. Corrosion Star Systems, also out of PA. He wants to collaborate with you guys.
All right.
Collabs.
All right.
Catch us up on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we communicate, through text messages on Facebook. So please do send us a note.
All right. So as we already mentioned, the first single off your new album is Mercy. So what inspired that song?
Oh gosh. So the song it's a few different things. A lot of the tunes are, but the moment that Mercy began, I was hanging out with my eldest rescue cat and had these conversations with them. And if you're an animal person, you talk with your animals. And I asked her, I said, am I doing enough for you? Am I good enough mom? And I said, I love you so much, and I just want to know that I'm enough for you. And she said, just keep your eyes locked tight on the light and help my bones stay warm and keep me comfortable and keep me loved, is what came through in that moment. And that sort of formed the hook in the chorus, and a line that I repeat, which just sort of links into a life philosophy. I was now kind of backtracking and more big picture to the other meaning of the song, and the other story in the song is I was raised Methodist, and I went to church a lot and Sunday school a lot, and even as a little kid I was curious. I questioned things, and I thought about the metaphorical meaning of things. I actually studied Bibles as a child growing up. I had 11 of them, and I could tell you everything about them. But eventually, all of my questioning and my studying and my questioning kind of led me to think maybe there's more outside of this, and maybe there's an even bigger picture. So I sort of thought my way outside of that. And beyond the church doors, so to speak. And so the video explores that kind of spiritual reckoning and asking for mercy from the people around you to say, hey, I don't actually mean any diss on what you're doing on this world, but I'm going to take a step outside and see some other things and have some other experiences. And not be afraid anymore to do that. Afraid of, eternal damnation. And stuff like that. So yeah, it was because there were a lot of heavy conversations between my parents and myself. And so yeah, the song's it's heavy and light in those ways, because it's one of the funner ones we have to perform, and I love the message behind it, which is kindness to one another. Just be nice. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I
see you in the comments. Hi, William Zimmerman from Mooncoil Media. What's up, bud?
Hi.
So what was the process like, making the music video for Mercy? How'd you decide exactly what to do, and the settings and everything? It was really neat. How'd you do it?
Well, thank you. That started with Pete. Your friend had a location that they were willing to let us use. Do you want to talk about the Airstream, Pete?
Well, there's not much to talk about besides the fact that a good friend of mine had an Airstream, and since I saw it for the first time, which was 2-3 years ago, we were yeah, we were like, oh my god, we have to shoot a video in this thing. And it's so remote up there, and it fit the whole concept of a song that we decided to do it. Hang on, I got a feedback here. Okay. That's it just fit perfectly, the whole area, the whole landscape and everything. And Charmaine came up with a storyline for the video to be placed inside the trailer and outside the trailer. And that's how it kind of that's how the concept was born, where we decided this is the song for that trailer, for that Airstream.
Yeah, it had that right kind of like backwoodsy country vibe, and we're like, we could see people hanging around picking a banjo. And that song itself, I mean, I played it in the South quite a bit, between Atlanta and the time that I spent in New Orleans, and so it has that kind of a southerny vibe, and we were trying to pull all that together. And the inside of it, so I talked about kind of breaking free of a certain mindset, and that the inside of the trailer fully symbolizes that. She's just surrounded in, her obsession. And it's like, it's interesting because like my original vision was it was a warm, comfortable place, but then what happened with the video is it comes across actually kind of cold and stark, which it took me a minute to kind of like reconcile that. But looking at it, it really does work, because it's not her healthy place. Like,
right.
She wants to be outside exploring and and just learning more about the world around her, and the different ways that people like live and believe and thrive in this life. So when she comes out, it's all like Technicolor and kind of a party vibe. I think we had originally maybe going to have like a bonfire or something, but what we had was like, sometimes, enough just is enough. And when we watched the video, it's like, oh wow, there's a lot going on here already. We really had, I'm really happy with the aesthetic.
That's my actually this is my favorite part of a video, when she comes out of the trailer. And it's becoming this, like she said, Technicolor. I kind of, copy the idea from Wizard of Oz, where everything, the black and white world becomes color. Well, we didn't start with black and white. It was more like monochrome, brownish, sepia tone kind of thing, and then full color with a stretched picture, kind of reminiscent of spaghetti western, like Quentin Tarantino would do, kind of filming this way. So yeah, that was quite inspiring. And the funny thing about this whole song was that I don't know if your audience knows how bands record or tape music videos. Usually it's a playback. So there is a speaker or headphones with the music playing, and band just fakes, playing. So we had the original version of Mercy, which was recorded without all those acoustic instruments. We had electric bass, we had electric guitar, drums, and some synthesizers. That was before this whole Gothgrass idea where we recorded it. So when I put it all together, when I had picture and music, I'm looking at it. Well, I'm like, okay, that looks really cool, but it doesn't jive together. So we thought we're gonna pull off, like, we're gonna fake playing the acoustic instruments, and it's gonna be believable. No, we decided that we're gonna go back into the studio, scrap all the bass tracks, all the guitar tracks, and just re-record acoustic bass on top of it, and resonator guitar, and all kinds of little treatments here and there. So basically, it was like a reverse engineering, and we kind of recreated the song being inspired by what we shot at the location.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, man. I mean, this never happened before, to me at least, and I find this process really, really cool. Actually, that's why I had to share with you guys.
It came out. It came out the way it should have.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the primo version. I feel like.
Yep.
Needed the touch.
So, what made you decide to put this song out first off the album? You know, when you have several others you can pick from, like, why this one?
Well, I think it's mainly we were launching the video and really
Yeah.
wanting to get the video out there because we shot several. Anybody who goes to our YouTube, actually, you can see our music videos that we've produced with Pete and myself and the rest of the band. And then there's also some choice live recordings as well that are up there, and I think there's some other behind the scenes and promo stuff. But as far as music videos are concerned, this one, like, we just scratched the surface of what went into actually like creating this thing. All of the prep time and the safety precautions, like the fire scene is real. That was not special effects. And so there's just a lot that went into it, and we really wanted to get it out into the world as much as possible. And so just promoting it, it only made sense to also release the song, which is interesting because it's the only song like it on our album. But I think that I don't know, I think people are going to be intrigued and want to hear like the rest of our stuff, and hopefully with whatever buzz we can make and whatever noise we can make on the internet, they'll find our other tunes. At this point, we do have a variety of songs up on the YouTube, so if they check the video out, they'll see the other stuff. And yeah.
I want to say that I predict that Mercy will show us the direction of the next album, where we're gonna kind of try to dig deeper into that goth grass feel, and I'm just thinking that is what's gonna happen. Although I can never predict anything when it comes to art. So
good save. Art is very unpredictable, so are we.
Yeah. So, Mercy was remixed by Psycho Tribe, right?
Yes, Psycho Tribe is my private, if I may say, my remixer name. Okay. I do remixes for other artists. Have been doing it for over 15 years now. So I have a pretty sizable catalog of different remixes of American or European bands that I worked with, and that was a kind of natural way of going with that song, because we were releasing it as a single, and the label decided, okay, you guys got to put some kind of a remix with it. So yeah, we sat down and we put together a quick remix, which turned out also freaking cool. I love it. But it's not like we are using only myself to remix our songs. We have been working with a bunch of artists, remixing our artists, mostly from Europe, where the next release is gonna be decorated by by other remixes from other artists, not only mine.
Okay.
And we're always interested to bring it.
Yes. I mean, we are totally open into other artists remixing us and doing a favor to them the same way, So yeah, bring it on. We can come up with something really cool, maybe.
Mm-hmm. My cat's back there playing her piano. Sorry.
Aw. Can't even hear it. So that's good.
Yeah.
Turn it up.
Yeah, I could have run sound that way today, but I didn't do sound that way.
All right. So what else can you tell us about this album?
Well, it's called Stained Glass. And we are signed to Distortion Productions. Mm-hmm. And so that's like really, really exciting. It's got 11 tracks on it. And they range from the socio-political to disjointed kind of post-apocalyptic love songs to philosophies. And there's a healthy dose of metaphysics kind of woven into the subject matter and lyrics. And we kind of range pop, punk, very, Shiva's Son has some
very gothy feel.
Yeah, it's it's a very esoteric. It's kind of an outlier in that it's a more meditative. It's a very mellow song, but it's also super intense, and I like that about it.
You see, Eric, we're trying to stay in one genre, but
No, we're not.
somehow we can't. We can't hold ourselves within one genre. So stuff is coming out all the time. So the French song that Charmaine has mentioned, "Dinner du Jour," it's a classic trip hop tune where like One Lane Bridge is a punk song, where Shiva-san is 100% classic goth song with a very 6/8 beat reminiscent of like Cocteau Twins and That Can Dance. So yeah, we're flying like all over, man. With our record is really eclectic. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but definitely it's interesting.
I don't know. I like eclectic, but then again, I have ADHD, so maybe that's
Welcome to the club. Yeah. Yeah. I think that like, so our live shows and our album, they're both they're a journey. You know, the audience really gets to go through an emotional kind of spectrum and like just a lot of different things. The visuals that Pete's put together for during the live show and the light show, like if you get to see the full setup, it really is an experience. And we've got about an hour long as far as like the full show, with maybe over probably an hour 10 with the intro and all 11 tracks. And one of the other things I like about this group too is we're not afraid to write long songs. That's been one of my biggest gripes about the music industry, is that longer songs were kind of seemed like a dying art, and we're bringing those back. And they're still, I feel like they're still engaging. And you know, audience feedback tells me that they're still engaging, even though they are longer songs. And we have some shorter tunes. But they are what they are without us curtailing them purposefully. Like that song was just born 3 minutes long, and that's what it is.
right.
So I like that about this group and our writing process. But yeah, the album and the live show are definitely they're roller coaster rides. And I like that.
All right, so it's supposed to the album's supposed to come out in August, right?
August 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say the 23rd?
Yes, this is the release date. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Club Cafe.
Did you pick that date? Does that date have some sort of special meaning to you, or?
It's a special meaning because our favorite venue in Pittsburgh, Club Cafe, had an opening.
I knew you were going to say something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think if I had my druthers, we'd have released it on my birthday, but that's in November. And
the coolest thing that the release party, we're gonna have Black Rose Burning, the band from New York, goth band from New York, open for us. Friends of ours with whom we already did some gigs before, and the local band Murder for Girls, also a very cool band. You know, it's going to be very friendly atmosphere with bunch of bands who play totally different type of music from each other.
But close enough. I feel like we're kind of the middle child between those two.
Sure,
Because Black
yeah.
Rose Burning is very like synthy and industrial, and then like Mothers for Girls is all like live, backing tracks.
Yep.
You know, female fronted rock and punk in there. You know,
Yeah.
so we're somewhere in the middle there.
As always, we like to mix it up a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any other shows planned for this year?
Ooh, can I?
We're playing. Yeah, go ahead, Char.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we're July 5th, Jurgles will be opening for the Gathering Gloom, which is Cure tribute band with Dream the Heavy.
We're talking Pittsburgh. We're talking Pittsburgh here.
Yes, yeah, Pittsburgh. Sorry, these are all local shows. July 12th, we will be at Northside Music Festival, and all the promos up. There's a lot of bands that are super awesome. I have something solo on the 21st called Fitz Fest.
Oh, we haven't touched this topic yet. Charmaine also does solo gigs.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is totally cool, and we support each other solo careers as well. But if I might say, she does solo interpretations of some Dichro songs too. So it all ties all together. So it's great.
Yeah, and I will be playing some of those tunes at that, and it's got a lot of other local favorites too. So that's Fitz Fest with that one up. August 23rd, of course, our CD release party. September 12th. 12th. I gotta slow down.
September Juneteenth.
It's just a short 18th. September 7th is Rock for Life. That's another stacked bill. And October 25th, maybe Pete wants to touch on this one a little bit because you put it together with Jim.
Yes, me and Jim Simonik came up with the idea of doing a Pittsburgh Dark Music Festival. And that's going to be pretty much all the bands in Pittsburgh that play darker style of the music, from goth industrial to even like dark country.
Cool.
The alternative.
Yes. Yeah. So that's October 25th at Club Cativo in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
We busy.
All right, oh no, what were you saying?
I said we busy.
Oh, busy's good.
We're so busy that we're already planning on next summer, which is really cool idea for us to go to Europe. Actually, we're planning on being on Castle Party Festival in Poland in July 2025.
Nice.
This is the biggest goth industrial festival in Eastern Europe. And the coolest part of it is, you guys got to look it up. It's called Castle Party. And it's placed on the courtyard of the 14th century Gothic castle in Poland on top of a hill. And it's absolutely amazing because you have this beautiful stage built on a courtyard, and right next to it is this towering Gothic castle from 14th century. So it can't get more Gothic than that.
That's awesome. All right,
I was trying to grab Murphy again.
What? Oh,
I was trying to bring Murphy back for.
Aw.
He's busy.
I'm going to take one quick moment here, and I haven't announced this yet, so I'm announcing it. On the 28th, I'm doing the first annual Stardust Pridecast. It's going to be myself, Scarecrow Joe, DJ Azzy, and a few other people getting together and talk about our favorite queer artists and stuff. And there's going to be a special surprise in the middle of that. So make sure everyone tunes in for that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. If you guys were animals, what kind would you be and why?
A fuzzy, lazy one.
Okay.
I think we both roll the same way. We want to be cats. There's a Shar. Maybe we should talk about our side project a little bit and how it is related to animals. I think that ties in.
I think that's a great idea, and I have a teeny little tidbit too to throw in related to that, which is especially to people who are tuning in today or watching this week. You can vote for us in Best of Pittsburgh. We're in 5 different categories: pop, punk, rock, electronic, and world. You can vote for me for best dressed, and with my Zany Umbrella Circus shirt. I definitely am today because they're amazing. And you can vote for several different local animal welfare organizations. Pick your favorite and help showcase their efforts locally. So lots of fun there. And we're also gearing up, along with the album, to do a project that will not only draw more attention, we hope, to local animal welfare organizations, but also raise money for them. Because as we know, we've got Bandcamp Friday, which has become the once a month highest traffic day for Bandcamp, as well as the day when Bandcamp gives all of the profits to the artists. And so we thought it would be really fun and helpful, a way to do something really good with music, to put together acoustic tracks, one for each of the songs on the album, and maybe some other things, maybe just some new songs that we want to release, but the goal is to have an acoustic track for each month of the year after the album's released on Bandcamp Friday, and donate all of the proceeds to a different local animal welfare organization each month. And maybe even that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it just so happens that all 5 of us are childless, I think, right? Adrian has a kid?
He does.
Oh, okay. So 4 of us are childless, and therefore we love animals. So we're just animal parents.
I understand.
Yeah.
3 cats, a dog, chickens, goats.
You got a farm. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Where can people find you and stay up to date? What socials you're on and stuff?
All of them.
They will find our music after release of the album on pretty much every platform, streaming and streaming platforms after release date. At this point, we only have a single, Mercy, on Spotify, right? On Bandcamp?
Yeah. All streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Mercy out on everywhere too.
You see, we don't do the placing anymore. It's the label is doing this for us. So
kind of nice. But as far as social media presences go, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We have a TikTok. You can find us on the TikToks.
And YouTube.
As I mentioned. And Bandcamp, if you want to download the couple of tracks that we have up there, and eventually, of course, pre-order the album. We'll drop that intel as soon as we have it. But yeah, we're on all the places.
All right, awesome. Was there anything that you wanted to talk about on here that we have not touched on?
Vote. Go vote. Definitely go vote this year.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please.
It is important, people. I mean, I can't stress harder than that. It is going to be, I mean, I know it's a cliche when you say it's the most important election in the history of United States, but it really is. I mean, so I'm not going to go into detail, but everybody probably knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, please go vote.
I agree with it. All right. And is there anything else you want to say to anyone who watches this?
I want to say hi to my friends in Poland, since I'm from Poland. Yeah, I know a couple people from Poland might be watching. Hi, hello, cześć.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and everyone who's supported us and come to see our shows and listen to our music and giving us feedback too. Like, even if you don't like something, or just everyone who's had a unique interpretation of a song, it's all interesting to us, and we love what we're doing, and we're doing it for you guys. So
oh yeah, and also, as I mentioned before, if there are any remix artists interested in working with us, would love you to come out and say hello.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. You two are welcome to hang out after the credits roll if you want to, but you don't have to. All right. Yep. Thank you for coming on, and it was fun.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, Eric.
Thank you.